in One Run HQ. It's December the 10th. It's Human Rights Day. We've got people from 195 different countries all around the world running today. And I'm joined by the legend, the hero, Sean Conway, and his beard.
Danny, how's it going, mate?
Real good, Sean. So nice to have you. So nice to have you on here, wearing our top.
Yeah, damn right. I'm loving it. So comfy.
It is. It's so soft on the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
People, they put them on and then they don't take them off. I think they're probably getting a bit smelly now. But yeah, man. But it's such a pleasure having you here, because you are someone who has travelled the world extensively. You love pushing your body, don't you? You're not so much of a kind of travel and enjoy, or run and enjoy. You like to push yourself hard, don't you?
Yeah, I'm not really sit around and smell the roses kind of person. Everyone says, "Oh, it's all about the journey, not the destination." For me, it's all about the destination, because I like racing. I like records and I like racing, and it's only when you cross the finish line that you achieve what you want to set out to achieve, and that's kind of gets me out of bed each day. Being physically active, really, and pushing myself. So yeah. No, and also I get very frustrated. We're probably quite similar in this way, Danny. Like, unless you've got like something to do, like a task or a goal, like my brain goes all over the place. I'm a bit of a monkey terrier. So like if I'm in monkey mode for too long, I get super frustrated, because I'm just like this here and try this and test that and, do too many things all at once. So every now and then I need terrier mode and just be like, right, that's what I'm going for. And then I go for it. So yeah, that's kind of how I balance my life between being a monkey and being a terrier. But I can't be a terrier the whole time, because then you just burn out. So
we've probably both done that at some point in our lives as well. So.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I've still got my hair to show for it though, mate.
Yeah, I love the analogy. Is that something you've made up yourself, the monkey terrier thing?
Yeah. So I was I knew I was always a bit of a terrier when it came to endurance things. Like when I had a goal, and even my wife says it's super annoying now, when I've got something to do, I'm like, when I do it. It took me a while to work out sort of the rest of my life, sort of when I wasn't doing adventure stuff. And there's a really good book called It's a Zoo Out There, and he divides in the workplace people into various categories. You get elephants, lions, dolphins, and monkeys. And it's really interesting on how different animal types within the business industry kind of work together. And I've worked out sort of that I'm definitely a monkey, even though I'm not in a business environment, as it were. I work from home, I work by myself. Certainly I try and do loads of different things, and I'm very inquisitive, and I want to know how things work and that sort of thing. And my wife's a dolphin, I think. And you can be a mixture of two, of course. And monkeys and dolphins work quite well together, because monkeys can be a bit annoying and dolphins are really sort of thoughtful and kind of calm us down a bit. So we're a great match.
Oh man, I love that. I mean, for me, I've always just said it's, my monkey terrier is just like off or on, I kind of think about. And I quite often will say I'm one of the laziest people in the whole world, and people look at you and think, what are you talking about? But the fact is, if I'm not in terrier mode, tearing at it with everything I've got, then I like to just sit back and just like, oh, nothing. But then when you say nothing, we're talking about being in the Peak District, the Lake District, and just going out. And I mean, I know you go out on some epic runs, don't you, and some cycles in the Lake District.
Yeah, totally, man. Yeah, I love it. We've actually just moved to Wales, so unfortunately, I'm now Welsh. And it's great. It's great. Britain has some of the best countryside in the world, really, and it's the best island in the world to explore. And I've done my fair share of exploring. The length, the breadth, the circumference, the coast, and I still can't get enough of it. I still want to go out and explore more.
Yeah, I even find that even just like limit that to the Peak District for me, and I'm just like, I can go out and do this every day and never, ever, ever get bored. And I'll always be frustrated that I can't do more.
Yeah, I know. I sort of get FOMO for Britain, like I'll explore bits of Wales, and then I'll sort of be looking at an OS map, and there'll be a bit of Northumberland I've never been to, and I'll be like, damn it, I've got to go there, and then I'll go there, and I'll be like, yeah, I've got to go somewhere else. So yeah, the list is ever growing, to be honest, and yeah, it's great though. I mean, it's great, and it's especially now, when everyone's sort of a bit locked down, at least the outdoors are still free and open for people to go out into,
Yeah, that's been a beauty of it. So obviously we've got runners from 195 different countries, every single country in the world. They're all going to be running today. Let's start with first, like, where is one of the most amazing places you've ever set off on an adventure or been running or in the world?
Wow. So I've only ever run in the UK. I've always been on a bicycle in other parts of the world. So if I had to stick to running completely, I have to say I really enjoy sort of A to B runs that are quite far apart. And, for me, it's got to be sort of 3 or 4 days apart. I love the West Highland Way to run along. It had perfect distances between food stops that were quite challenging. When you're going up from Kinlochbervie down to King's House, that's down the Devil's Staircase. That's a good proper 20 miles. And so it's tough between stops. So super rewarding when you can do it. And then, Scotland's just amazing, isn't it? It's absolutely phenomenal up there. I've always wanted to do a desert run. I cycled through the Atacama back in 2012 as part of my round the world. And I don't know, there's something about deserts. I just love the idea of having some sort of push bike trolley thing, push trolley, like a baby pram, and throwing food and water and whatever I need, and just like getting out into the desert and having to wear a wide brimmed hat type thing for the, to stop getting sunburnt. So I think I would love to do a big long desert run one day,
Name me one desert that you'd like that to be.
Oh, Sahara, definitely the Sahara for me, because I grew up in Africa, and the Sahara was always that scary place in the north. So yeah, it was. I'd love to do something in the Sahara, maybe sort of, Mauritania, Morocco, Algeria, in that bit there. I think that would be pretty cool.
Wow, great. I love the sound of that. I'm coming with you. We have a couple of gingers getting sunburned together.
I know, mate. I know.
The thing that I think of when I think of you is you telling your legs to shut up when you were running from Land's End. John O'Groats to Land's End, weren't you?
Yep, that's it. Yeah, John O'Groats to Land's End.
So that's the advice you've given your legs in the past. I'm kind of thinking of our runners, probably 14,000 of them still to run on December 10th, Human Rights Day.
Yeah.
And what advice would you tell them to give their own legs?
I would say depends what your outcome is. If you just want to go out there and do it, remember the speed kills, not the distance. So often if you just drop your speed by 1 mile an hour, you could probably run another 3 or 4 miles, and it's that speed that you kind of get a bit caught up in your head. Obviously, if you're trying to break some sort of speed record, then obviously you can't slow down. But yeah, so speed kills, not the distance. And other thing is just work on your cadence, and it's really difficult to explain, but your aura, your running aura, sometimes when I go for a run, if I'm feeling a bit like, and I'm not in a good mood, it actually changes your posture, and you have your head down, and you slump a little bit, and then that'll make your knees go in, and then everything actually starts to hurt. And what you'll end up doing is you'll end up using your muscle tissue to run rather than your heart, your sort of hard tissue, your springy tissue. You can like sort of, jump on with a skipping rope quite easily, right? If you just went on your toes and went on a skipping rope, most of us could probably do it for like 30 seconds. But try and squat up and down for 30 seconds. And it's even little squats is quite hard, right? Because squats are using your actual muscles, whereas a skipping rope's using your hard tissue, which is much more springy. So if you think about the aura, like just have a better aura in running, it changes your posture and you work on that springing. And the way I do it is I have my hands like this and I try and like cut the sides of my hips, like, and bring them down fast, because when you bring your arm down fast, it kind of gets you into this real springy mode, man. Honestly, you'd be surprised how all of a sudden you're like, wow, I'm actually just bouncing along rather than like trudging along using all your heavy leg muscles, you know. So yeah, that's what I would do. You know, look around, get those arms pumping like that, use the spring in your legs, the natural spring, and you'll find you'll zip along.
Mate, I love that advice. I actually feel that because when I'm on track, I will run much more like that with the forced arms and everything like that. And it makes I sometimes feel like an antelope.
Yeah.
And then some, you know, there's a lot of animals mentioned. Let's try and get some more. But so, and you know, so it is like those days when you're just like, I've actually been injured twice in my life, and both times have been when I've been not feeling good. And you're just like, I think it's probably that. I'm like running more like a tortoise, like hunched over, carrying the weight of the world on your back, and then, you know, bound to put more pressure through your legs, kind of thing. So yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
cool
definitely.
stuff.
Yeah, I mean, make the most of your hard tissue. I mean, there's some hares and rabbits in the world that find it harder, and I think it's the same with kangaroos. They actually burn more energy walking than they do running, because they've got these, you know, when they get into running mode, it's all these hard tissue fibers that just stretch, bang, and bounce. And that actually uses not much energy, which is why all long distance runners are super skinny, because they're just relying on the energy, the super efficient fibers that are sort of really springy type thing, you know. I think there's even a hare apparently that has a tendon from its lung to its legs, so that when it's running, it actually pulls its lungs bigger or something like that. Like, I don't know the exact biology, but it's phenomenal. Like, so yeah, I mean, you know, if all this is in Born to Run, if anyone hasn't read Born to Run, it's a phenomenal book. There's some great sort of anecdotes and science and biology there. But yeah, it's amazing.
Man, this has been like such a good chat. I've learned so much. Absolutely amazing. I'm trying to think how we bring it back to yes. So I'm trying to bring it back to the action event rather than me just talking to you, because I want to steal all the knowledge. But, so I know you like doing your solo adventures, and I've asked you to come down to do some things with me with some of my projects before, and you're a little bit like, as long as there's not many hugs, things like that.
I think me and Al Humphreys are like, we like the idea, but it's not, and it's great now. Bring on COVID, like I'm like, brilliant, no hugging allowed, I'm in.
We should have invited you at this time, then you would be down with it. What does it make you feel when you kind of think about what we're doing here, when you know there's all these people from all these nations, we're breaking down barriers, we're bringing people together, we're uniting this world after a year that, you know, for many people hasn't been the best. How does that make you feel inside?
Oh, I mean, running is such an important and such an easy sort of bringing together of people. It's easy to you know, just go for a quick run with someone. You don't have to have all the gear in the world. You know, you could do it in flip-flops if you wanted to. And, you know, I think now more than ever, in a world that is increasingly divided, we need big global campaigns like you're doing, Danny, just to bring people together. Where I'm hoping will happen, and I think it will happen, is all of a sudden you'll realize our similarities. You know, we're all way more similar in everything we do than we are dissimilar, right? Yeah, we might like different food, and we might like different music and stuff like that. But actually, at the end of the day, we all just want to, you know, save some money to go on holiday, send our kids to school, you know, do something that gives us a bit of purpose every day to get up and go to work, you know, and we all just want to kind of be happy and have friends and neighbors and all that sort of thing, right? And Danny, this is amazing. What you're doing, I think, is hopefully when you get people together to do something like running together, whether it's virtual and connecting people all over the world, I think, you know, we need more of that, because we'll all realize, actually, you know what, we're all super similar. Let's not listen to the fringes that shout at us on how we're all different, because actually the 90% of us in the middle, we're all pretty much the same. And it's great, you know, and I'm hoping more people like you, Danny, are out there and, you know, championing these sort of global get-togethers. You know, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, no, I totally and utterly agree. I'd even go like way above 90% of us, and it is there's these little whispers on the fringe that try and make you think you're different, but you know, we're all the same, and we all love the same thing. And especially when we put on those shorts, those trainers, we're all the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it's one of the things I love. You like, you can be a CEO, you can be a refugee, you can be a cleaner, you could whatever. Put on your trainers and your shorts.
Yeah, you can be ginger. You can be ginger.
Even then. Yeah. Oh man, Sean, it's been a total pleasure to chat to you. I could have chatted to you all day, to be quite honest.
Danny, honestly, I just want to say a huge thank you and well done and congratulations on putting such an amazing event off, mate. And long let it continue. And one day you'll get me down to Project Awesome and some other stuff. And I'll be there. I'd love to.
Mega, mate. Are you doing a run today?
Of course, yeah. A bit later this afternoon when our son goes down for his sort of nap time. He's actually got swimming class this afternoon, which my wife will take him to. So that'll be my out to go for a quick run.
Great. So you're probably going to be running at the same time as something like Bosnia or Greece or something like this, which should be quite cool.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'll have that in my mind when I'm trudging through the slush.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah.
I could be in Greece right now.
Great stuff, mate.
Awesome, Danny. Nice one. Thanks, mate. Catch you later.